Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our 9 p.m. English News Edition. Here are the top stories. Annual zakat distribution ceremony for the year 2024. For the international news, in Gaza, injured Palestinians receive treatment in Egypt. The details in this edition. Welcome to our newsroom. During his official visit to the Russian Federation, His Excellency Mr. Mohammed Dileta, President of the National Assembly of the Republic of Djibouti, held talks with His Excellency Mr. Mikhail Bogdanov, Special Representative of the President of the Russian Federation for the Middle East and Africa and Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Russian Federation. The meeting took place in one of the iconic Stalinist skyscrapers known as the Seven Sisters, symbol of Soviet architecture and Russia's diplomatic prestige. The discussion focused on strengthening bilateral relations between Djibouti and Russia, with a particular emphasis on parliamentary, diplomatic and economic cooperation. His Excellency Mr. Mohammed Dileta highlighted the importance of a strategic partnership between the two nations and praised Russia's commitment to a constructive and mutually beneficial dialogue. Both parties also addressed issues of peace and security in the region. His Excellency Mr. Mikhail Bogdanov shared this concern and emphasized the need for international engagement to maintain peace and security in the Horn of Africa. And now, in an effort to strengthen national cohesion and bring all Djiboutians together around development, a joint initiative by the Ministry of the Interior and the Ministry of Defense was carried out in the northern regions of the country, especially in Balho Tajura. The objective to meet the population, distribute foodstuffs, provide medical care, and offer targeted social support. Beyond a simple military mission, this operation is part of a broader vision, placing citizens at the heart of the state's strategic priorities. A strong act that illustrates the government's commitment to being close to its citizens. This approach is not limited to responding to the immediate needs of the population. It embodies a true philosophy of social inclusion, where every Djiboutian, regardless of their place of residence or economic situation, is considered an essential actor in national development. Through this approach, the government reaffirms its commitment to a solidarity and inclusive state, transforming the armed forces into drivers of human development, combining security and well-being. The success of this mission relies on exemplary coordination between the Djiboutian Army and the Ministry of the Interior, an institutional synergy that allowed for the efficient mobilization of resources and ensured a rapid and adapted intervention to meet the needs of the population. The military, traditionally the guarantors of the national sovereignty, played a key role in internal solidarity alongside civil agents. They formed a true public partnership going beyond administrative borders to ensure a strengthened presence of the state where it is the most needed. The results speak for themselves. Nearly 500 households benefited from food aid and over 800 medical consultations were carried out. But beyond the numbers, this mission marks a turning point in the relationship between the state and its citizens. The Lieutenant of the National Army emphasized that the military traditionally responsible for safeguarding national sovereignty has played a crucial role in internal solidarity alongside civil agents. They formed a genuine public partnership transcending administrative boundaries to ensure a strengthened presence of the state in areas where it is most needed. Their involvement, she said, in this mission demonstrates the commitment of the armed forces not only to security, but also to supporting citizens, especially in times of crisis. The Minister of the Interior, His Excellency Mr. Said Noor, emphasized that the primary objective of this initiative is to actively engage the local communities, ensuring that essential aid such as food supplies is distributed to those in need. In addition to this, the initiative aims to provide much-needed medical care to vulnerable individuals, particularly in areas where healthcare services are limited or under-resourced. The initiative also focuses on offering targeted social support to assist families facing economic challenges or social hardships. By taking this approach, the government seeks to address both the immediate needs of the population while also fostering long-term community development and resilience. And now, His Excellency Mahmoud Ali Yusuf, Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation of the Republic of Djibouti, participated in the 46th ordinary session of the Executive Council of the African Union, held on February 12 and 13, 2025 in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. The Djiboutian delegation also included His Excellency Abdi Haibe, Djibouti's ambassador to Ethiopia and permanent representative to the African Union, as well as Ambassadors Mohammed Idris, Musa Mohammed Omar, and Geli Idris Omar. Two advisors to the President of the Republic, Mrs. Fathia Jama Uddin and Mr. Nagib Ali Tahir, also participated in the discussion. The Executive Council, responsible for guiding and coordinating the common policies of member states, examined several strategic issues and followed up on decisions adopted by the African Union Assembly. From the first day, the discussions focused on major legal instruments that will shape the continent's development. Among them, a draft convention aimed at eradicating violence against women and girls was reviewed, emphasizing the importance of strengthening the protection of women's rights in Africa. The draft statute of the African Food Safety Agency was also discussed, aiming to establish an institutional framework ensuring safe and harmonized food standards across the continent. Another important topic was the draft statute of the African Mechanism for Civilian Capacity for Disaster Preparedness and Response. The system seeks to enhance the resilience of African countries in the face of humanitarian crises and natural disasters. Finally, the discussion addressed the annexes of the Protocol on the African Continental Free Trade Area related to digital trade. Their adoption will mark a major advancement in the continent's digital economic integrations. As the election for the African Union Commission approached, scheduled for February 12 to 16, 2025, diplomatic negotiations are in full swing. This crucial election will determine the new leadership of the African Union, including the President, Vice President, the 8 commissioners who will have the heavy responsibility of guiding the continent through its challenges and ambitions. The electoral process takes place in 2 stages. On February 12 and 13, the foreign ministers of the member states will elect the commissioners. Then the heads of state and government will elect the president and vice president during the summit on February 15 and 16. The vote conducted by secret ballot requires a 2/3 majority of member states. If no candidate succeeds after 3 rounds, only the 2 candidates with the most votes remain in the race, and least successful candidate is eliminated. A possible deadlock would lead to the postponement of the election. This election is of vital importance for the future of the African Union, as the continent faces significant security, economic and environmental challenges. Among the 3 candidates vying to succeed, Musa Faki Mahmoud Ali Yusuf presents a strong and experienced candidacy, serving as Djibouti's Minister of Foreign Affairs since 2025. 2025, Mahmoud Ali Yusuf is a key figure in regional and international diplomacy. A skilled negotiator, he has played a strategic role in strengthening Africa's relations with its international partners, while actively contributing to stabilization efforts in the Horn of Africa. His experience, Pan-African vision, and his ability to build consensus could be a significant asset for a stronger and more influential African Union on the global stage. The candidate from Djibouti, Mahmoud Ali Yusuf, has the support of the President of the Republic and his government, some of whom have traveled across the African continent, carrying messages from the head of state to his counterpart, urging them to support Djibouti's candidate. Mahmoud Ali Yusuf has visited several African capitals to advocate for his candidacy for the presidency of the African Union Commission. Against him are 2 other candidates, Raila Odinga and Richard. Raila Odinga, former Prime Minister of Kenya, and Richard, former Minister of Foreign Affairs and Finance of Madagascar. And now the acting President of the National Assembly, Mrs. Safia Ilmi Jubril, publicly expressed her strong support for Djibouti's candidate for the prestigious position at the African Union. During an interview, she highlighted the candidates' qualifications and experience, emphasizing the significant role Djibouti plays in regional and continental diplomacy. She reaffirmed the country's commitment to advancing its strategic objectives within the African Union and fostering greater cooperation and integration across the continent. Her endorsement, she noted, reflects the broader national consensus behind the candidate, who is seen as an asset to the African Union's vision for a more united and prosperous Africa. The member of the Djiboutian government, the Minister of the Interior, during an interview with our microphone, unanimously expressed his support for the Djiboutian candidate for the seat at the African Union. Each of the ministers emphasized the importance of this candidacy for Djibouti, highlighting the candidate's skills, experience, and commitment to the development of the African continent. He also reiterated that this support reflects national unity and Djibouti's determination to actively contribute to continental affairs. According to them, this election represents a strategic opportunity to strengthen Djibouti's role within the African Union and to promote the values of integration, cooperation, and sustainable development across the continent. And the high patronage of the Minister of Muslim Affairs and Waqf Property, Mr. Mumin Hassan Barre, the prestigious Hall of the People's Palace, hosted this morning the annual zakat distribution ceremony for the year 2024. This significant event took place in the presence of the chairman of the board of directors of the Zakat Diwan, the director general of the foundation, major donors, ministerial officials, and hundreds of beneficiaries. This edition was particularly important, coinciding with the 20th anniversary of the establishment of the Zakat Diwan Zakat. In a solemn sitting, nearly 1,060 residents of the capital received valuable aid aimed at elderly individuals, people with disabilities, women without family support, and the most vulnerable families. This initiative aims to alleviate their daily lives in the face of socio-economic challenges. This year, the total allocated amount to 260 million Djiboutian francs, a significant support that provides a concrete response to the needs of the most fragile populations. Create in 2004 under the leadership of the President of the Republic, His Excellency Mr. Ismail Margele, and placed under the auspices of the Ministry of Muslim Affairs. The Zakat Diwan is the only institution authorized to collect and redistribute zakat throughout the country. It ensures transparent and fair management of funds so that aid reaches the rightful beneficiaries, even in the most remote region. In his speech, Sheikh Abdul Basit Ahmed Al-Zuraqi, chairman of the board of directors of Diwan Zakat, emphasized the importance of this mission, highlighting the fundamental role of zakat in Islam. It is a religious obligation designed to establish real social justice and support the most destitute. Through its continuous effort, the Zakat Foundation strengthened Djibouti's social safety net, contributing to reducing inequalities and promoting a more united society. And now the Ministry of Muslim Affairs emphasized the importance of the Zakat distribution during this spiritual period of the month of Sha'ban, reminding that it embodies the values of generosity and solidarity advocated by Islam. He highlighted the role of the Diwan Zakat, established in 2025 under the leadership of the President of the Republic, which has become a key institution in the fight against poverty. Since its creation, he said, more than 2.8 billion Djibouti francs have been collected and redistributed, benefiting over 192,000 citizens. The minister stressed the dual significance of zakat, both as a spiritual purification act and as an essential tool for social justice. He concluded by thanking all those who contributed to this religious obligation, thereby supporting the most disadvantaged and strengthening national cohesion. The Republic of Djibouti and the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia held the second session of the Joint Committee responsible for the establishment of the Corridor Management Authority in Bishoftu, Ethiopia. The Djiboutian delegation was led by the Minister of Infrastructure, His Excellency Hassan Mohamed Ibrahim, and the Minister of Commerce, His Excellency Mohamed Warsama Diri. As a part of the discussion, the creation of Djibouti-Ethiopia, Kampala Corridor Management Authorities, and the finalization of the relevant agreement. This initiative, supported by COMESA in IGAD, aims to strengthen regional integration, boost investments, and stimulate trade in the Horn of Africa. The Minister of Infrastructure emphasized the strategic role of the Djibouti corridor in promoting regional trade and economic cooperation. For his part, the Ministry of Commerce stressed the importance of a comprehensive approach that goes beyond the bilateral framework, aligning with the regional economic integration aspiration promoted by COMESA, IGAD, and the African Continent Free Trade Area. At the end of the discussion, both delegations agreed to create a permanent technical committee to finalize the agreement, adopt a work schedule to accelerate the finalization. With this commitment, Djibouti and Ethiopia are strengthening their cooperation to make the corridor a true lever for economic development and regional integration. And ARTA now, was part of its activities to the mobile team of the ARTA Regional Medical and Hospital Center, led by its chief Dr. Yaqub Hussein, visited the locality of Omar Jaga to provide medical care and assistance to the population during this mission. The medical team was visited by the General Secretary of the Ministry of Health, Mr. Mohammed Ali Mohammed, the Ambassador of Japan to Djibouti, His Excellency Mr. Hara Kichi, the WHO representative in Djibouti, as well as the local authorities, including the Prefect of the ARTA region, Mr. Hassan Davile, and the President of the Regional Council of ARTA, Mr. Ilmi Buhbud. This visit aimed to ensure the smooth running of medical activities on the ground. By the end of the day, about 100 consultations had been carried out, primarily benefiting women, children, and elderly. Additionally, more than 400 perinated mosquito nets were distributed to the local population as part of the fight against malaria. In a statement, the Chief Medical Officer of the ARTA Hospital, Dr. Yaqub Hussein, expressed his delight at the initiative. He emphasized the positive impact of this mission, highlighting the importance of providing accessible healthcare to remote and vulnerable populations. Dr. Yaqub also praised the collaboration with local authorities and international partners, which help strengthen efforts to improve public health in the ARTA region. He added that initiatives like this are crucial in addressing major health issues, particularly endemic disease like malaria. And now for the international news, the fragile ceasefire in Gaza is under pressure as Palestinian casualties continue to be evacuated to Egypt for treatment. Many of the wounded are being transferred due to Gaza's hospitals being unable to provide adequate care following the extensive damage for Israeli bombardments. The crossing of Rafah reopening in early February has facilitated the movement of humanitarian aid, while the ceasefire holds in some parts. It remains tenuous. Egypt and Qatar are working to maintain the peace, but Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has warned that the ceasefire could be terminated if Hamas don't release the prisoners. And now the World Health Organization is being forced to reassess its budget and funding model due to the loss of American funding, which had been a significant source of support. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, the WHO's Director General, stated that the organization will need to tighten its belt in response to this financial setback. Former U.S. President Donald Trump, following his first term, suspended aid for 19 days, jeopardizing several critical programs, including efforts to combat malaria in Africa. This is it for this 9 p.m. English News Edition. Thank you for watching us. Stay tuned for more on RTT.